Welcome to the English Audio Club. Today we learn English through a story. So, let's start it. Chapter 1, The Mysterious Girl. It all started on a lovely spring morning in a quiet little town called Elmridge, nestled in the hills of Vermont. At a cozy café with outdoor seating, a young man sat alone, enjoying the peaceful atmosphere. He had just finished his breakfast, sipped the last of his coffee, and tilted his face toward the warm sunlight. His name was Adam Rayner, and in that moment, he was a very happy man. A waiter approached his table and asked, "More coffee?" "Sure, that'd be great," Adam replied, handing over his cup. The waiter glanced at the camera resting on the table and asked, "On vacation?" "Not exactly," Adam chuckled. "I'm from Seattle. I'm a travel writer working on a book about mountain towns across North America. I've taken some amazing shots of your hills." Both men looked up at the green slopes of Elmridge Peak towering behind the village, glowing beautifully in the morning sun. "Do you travel a lot?" the waiter asked. "All the time," Adam said. "I write books and contribute to travel magazines, about places, people, rivers, mountains, anything, really." Just then, the waiter looked past Adam and nodded toward something across the street. "There's a girl over there," he said. "Do you know her?" Adam turned to look. "No," he replied. "Well, she seems to know you," the waiter said with a smirk. "She's watching you closely." Then the waiter smiled and headed back into the cafe. Curious, Adam looked across the street. A woman, probably around 25 and strikingly attractive, was indeed watching him. As he observed, she turned away to glance into a shop window, only to shift her gaze back to him a moment later. Why is she watching me? Adam wondered. Chapter 2, A Stranger's Smile. Adam watched the young woman across the street. She looks nervous, he thought. Is she waiting for someone? Suddenly, she smiled, walked across the street, and came straight to his table. Without asking, she sat down and placed her half-open bag on the table. "Hi, I'm Leah," she said. "Do you remember me? We met at a party in Chicago." Adam smiled politely. "Hi, Leah. I'm Adam, but we didn't meet at a party in Chicago. I don't go to many parties. And never in Chicago." Leah didn't get up. Instead, she smiled again and stayed where she was. "Would you like some coffee?" Adam offered. He knew her story wasn't true, but it was a lovely morning, and she was charming. "Maybe it was a party in Boston or LA, she said with a small laugh. "Either way, yes, I'd love some coffee." As they sipped their drinks, Adam asked, "So, what brings you to Elmridge? Or do you live here?" "Oh, no," she said quickly. "I'm just passing through." "I'm a travel writer," Adam said. "Working on a book about iconic mountains." "That's interesting," Leah replied, though her expression didn't match her words. She looked distracted and worried. Her eyes drifted across the street, where an older man with short white hair was walking toward the cafe. He was tall, thin, and looked to be around 60. Leah's gaze lingered on him. "Are you waiting for someone?" Adam asked. "No," she said quickly, then changed the subject. "Where are you heading next?" "Vancouver." "I'll be there for a few days," he replied. "When are you leaving?" she asked. A bit later this morning. As Adam glanced at her bag, he noticed part of a letter peeking out. The word Vancouver caught his eye, along with something about meeting at the Empress Hotel in Victoria on Friday afternoon. So, she's going to Vancouver too, he thought. Suddenly, Leah asked, "Do you like movies?" Movies? Yeah, I love them. Why? I know a man who's obsessed with the cinema, she said, smiling slowly. People call him Mr. Hollywood. Can I call you that too? Adam laughed. Sure. And what should I call you? Her smile deepened. Call me Mystery Girl. That suits you, Adam said, grinning. Just then, the man with white hair entered the café. He didn't glance at them, but took a table nearby, ordered breakfast, and began reading a magazine. Leah glanced at him quickly and then looked away. Do you know him? Adam asked. No, she said firmly. She finished her coffee in a hurry and stood up. I need to go. Adam stood as well. Nice to. Before he could finish, Leah reached up, took his face gently in her hands, and kissed him softly. Drive safe, Mr. Hollywood, she said with a dazzling smile, then turned and walked quickly down the road and disappearing into a large hotel. Adam sat back down. He was stunned. What just happened? He wondered. Inside the cafe, the man with white hair was still watching him. A few minutes later, Adam gathered his things, paid, and left. His car was parked just outside the hotel Leah had entered. As Adam walked toward it, the white-haired man waited a moment, then followed him at a distance. From a high hotel window, Leah watched. She saw Adam walking to his car, and the older man trailing behind, about 50 yards back. Adam got into his blue car. A moment later, the man jumped into a red car parked across the street, and began to follow. Seeing this, Leah smiled slightly, then turned to pack a few more items into her travel bag. Maybe she liked my face, Adam thought. Or my hazel eyes. But I'm not going to see her again, so it doesn't matter. Just forget it. He slipped some money into his pocket, and headed downstairs to the hotel restaurant. But it was full, with no free tables, so he left and walked down to Maple Street in downtown Vancouver, where he found a quiet little place to eat. After dinner, Adam went for a walk. He always liked exploring new cities, and Vancouver had a warm, welcoming feel. He wandered through the old cobblestone streets of the historic district, browsed shop windows in Chinatown, and watched the evening crowds drift past. The sun had nearly set, and the streets were alive with the rush of early evening, cars, people, lights blinking on in the windows above. Eventually, Adam began making his way back to his hotel. At a busy intersection, he stopped with a small crowd waiting for the light to change. A tall woman in a blue dress stood next to him and gave him a quick smile. First warm evening of spring, she said cheerfully. Feels good to be out after that long, cold stretch. Yeah, Adam agreed, smiling back. It's great. Then it happened. Suddenly, he felt a strong shove from behind, a hand, firm and deliberate, driving him forward. People screamed. The SUV came to a screeching halt, stopping just short of his head. The woman in the blue dress rushed into the street and helped him to his feet. Are you okay? What happened? She asked, eyes wide with concern. The driver, red-faced and furious, leaned out of the window and shouted something at Adam, but he barely heard him. Someone pushed me, Adam said, dazed. I didn't fall, someone pushed me. Someone pushed you, the woman repeated, surprised. Who? I didn't see. Adam scanned the nearby faces, but none of them were familiar. Then, just beyond the crowd, he caught a glimpse of a man's back, tall, slim, and with very short white hair, walking quickly away into the night. Chapter 3: Shadows in the Park. The man with white hair walked quickly down the street, not once glancing back. Hey, you! Adam shouted. Wait! But the man didn't stop. Within seconds, he was gone, swallowed by the crowd. Was it him? Asked the woman in the blue dress. I don't know, Adam replied. Do you know him? I don't know his name, Adam said slowly. But I know that short white hair. I've seen it before, somewhere. The woman began stepping away. I really should get home. Are you sure you're okay? Yeah, I'm fine. And thank you. Really? She smiled gently. Take care of yourself. Back in his hotel room, Adam sat on the edge of the bed, thinking. It was just an accident, he told himself. Nobody pushed me. Nobody's trying to hurt me. There must be hundreds of guys in Vancouver with white hair. But the feeling lingered. It was past 1 o'clock in the morning, and Adam still couldn't sleep. He listened to the hum of cars below, and stared out at the dark city sky. He got up, sat at the desk, and tried to write more of his mountain travel book, but nothing came. Eventually, he returned to bed and reached for one of the magazines lying on the nightstand. It wasn't particularly interesting, until a photo caught his eye. He froze. There she was. The girl from the café in Elmridge. Sitting in a beautiful garden beside an older man, both smiling at the camera. The caption read, Canadian millionaire Harrison Granger and his daughter, Megan, at their home in Toronto. Her name's not Leah, Adam realized. Not Mystery Girl. Not January. It's Megan Granger. He stared at the image, confused. Why did she sit with me? Why pretend? Why lie about a party? Why kiss me? Millionaire daughters don't usually approach strangers in cafes and act like they know them. And that man from the cafe, the tall one with short white hair, he was there too. Adam remembered him now. He'd been at the table nearby, pretending not to watch. Adam barely slept that night. Chapter 4: A Walk in the Park. The next morning, Thursday, Adam tried to focus. He spent the early part of the day in his hotel room, forcing himself to write about the mountains. By the afternoon, though, he needed air, so he drove out to Stanley Park. For a while, he sat beneath the tall trees, reading and enjoying the peace. Eventually, he got up to walk, following a path through the forested area. It was quiet and calm. No traffic. No crowds. Just the sound of the wind through the branches. He let his mind drift. Megan Granger. Why did she come to me? What did she want? And what about that man with the white hair? Were they connected? Was he following her, or him? Then he remembered her last words. "Drive carefully, Mr. Hollywood." Why call him that? Why any of it? Suddenly, a sharp sound cut through the silence. A crack. Adam stopped cold. That was a gun, he thought. Another crack. Then something smacked into the tree above him. "Someone's shooting at me." He turned and ran. Branches tore at his clothes, and the forest floor blurred beneath his feet. Behind him, he heard someone running. Fast. Heavy. Relentless. Get to the car, he told himself. Find people. Police? Anyone? For several minutes, he ran blindly through the half-dark woods, heart pounding and lungs burning. Then he stopped and listened. He waited and straining his ears, but there was no sign of the gunman. Just the rustling of trees and distant bird calls. Why is this happening? Adam thought. First someone tries to push me in front of a car, and now this. Who wants me dead, and why? Still cautious, Adam made his way back toward the main trail. He kept to the edge of the trees, listening for movement and ready to run again. But no one followed. No one jumped out. Then, finally, he saw people, families walking with children, teens kicking a ball, and men walking their dogs. They won't try anything now, Adam thought. Not with all these people around. 10 minutes later, he reached his car and heart was still racing. But something on the windshield stopped him cold. That was a letter. Adam unfolded the letter slowly. The words stared back at him. "I'm going to kill you, Mr. Hollywood." His heart pounded. Without hesitation, he drove straight to the nearest police station. After waiting for half an hour, a weary young officer finally led him into a small interview room. Adam recounted everything, the push in the street, the man with white hair, the strange girl, the gunshots in the park, and now the threatening note. The officer listened patiently and scribbled notes. "So what will you do?" Adam asked, hoping for reassurance. "Nothing," the officer said tiredly. "Nothing." Adam echoed, disbelief tightening his chest. The officer shrugged. "Look, someone shot at you, sure, but how many people in this city carry guns? Unless you saw the shooter, we don't even know if it was a man, a woman, young or old, what color their eyes were, or anything." Adam was frustrated. But what about the man with white hair back in Elmridge? "The girl, Megan Granger, called me Mr. Hollywood in the café, and this guy overheard her. Now I get this letter addressed to Mr. Hollywood on my car. Who is he? Who am I, really?" "We all want answers," the officer said, shaking his head. "But sometimes, we just don't get them." Angry and scared, Adam left the station and drove back to his hotel. How had the man with white hair found him here in Vancouver? Was he following him all along? Was he even staying in the hotel, maybe just next door with a gun? Adam parked outside the hotel and scanned the entrance. No sign of anyone with white hair. He hurried inside and approached the front desk. "I'm looking for a man, very short white hair, tall, thin, about 60 years old," Adam said, urgency in his voice. The receptionist barely looked up. "We have a lot of guests." "Do you know his name?" "No." He's a friend of a friend. He arrived yesterday. It's very important I find him. The receptionist sighed. This hotel has 350 rooms and probably 30 or 40 men with white hair. How am I supposed to remember all their names? Then she turned away to answer a phone call. Feeling hopeless, Adam walked to the hotel bar and ordered a drink. What now? He wondered. Then he remembered the letter in Megan's half-open bag back at the Elmridge Café, the message about meeting at the Empress Hotel on Vancouver Island tomorrow afternoon. Tomorrow was Friday. He had to go to Victoria and find out what was really going on. Later that evening, Adam finished his dinner and stood up. Out of the corner of his eye, he spotted the man with white hair near the hotel desk. Without hesitation, Adam pushed through the crowd toward him. Suddenly, a small boy darted in front of him, and Adam collided with the child. They both fell to the floor. The boy began to cry. "Hey," a woman called from behind. "I'm so sorry," Adam said quickly, helping the boy to his feet. "Are you okay?" After walking past several tall buildings, Adam finally spotted the Grand Aurora Hotel. He stepped inside and made his way to the front desk. "Can I help you?" asked a young receptionist. "I'm meeting someone here this afternoon," Adam replied. "Ms. Megan Granger." The receptionist hesitated. "Just a moment, please." He disappeared briefly and returned. "Sorry, but there's no Ms. Granger registered here." Adam pulled a photo from his jacket pocket, a picture of Megan and her father from a magazine. "This is her," he said. The receptionist examined the photo carefully. "Oh, you mean Megan Garner, daughter of Garner. She's not staying here, but I saw her about 10 or 15 minutes ago. She was with a man who asked me about the CBI." "The CBI?" Adam asked. "Where is that?" Chapter 5. Arrived in Vancouver. The man with the short silver hair was exhausted. He hadn't slept or eaten properly in days. His mind was consumed by just one thing. He drove endlessly, watching and waiting. When he arrived in Vancouver, the busy streets made it difficult to keep track. Suddenly, he lost sight of the dark green car ahead of him. Frustrated, he circled through the city, passing all the grand hotels again and again. "I have to find him today," he muttered determinedly. Then he spotted the Grand Aurora Hotel. Outside, parked on the street, was the dark green car. He drove past the hotel, parked his own vehicle, and hurried back down the sidewalk. Crossing the street, he passed the large windows of the hotel's lounge. Inside was a spacious room filled with tables, chairs, and many people. He scanned every face carefully. "There she is," he whispered. Suddenly, two men stood close to the woman. He couldn't see their faces, only the backs of their heads. One of the men wore a blue jacket. "Mr. Hollywood," one said with a smile. "Goodbye, Mr. Hollywood," the other replied. Everyone on the street turned to look at the man with the gun in his pocket, but he didn't notice. He entered the hotel and slipped his hand into his pocket, fingers closing around the cold, hard metal of the gun. Chapter 6. The Tea Meeting. Megan Garner peered through the glass doors of the tea lounge at the Grand Aurora Hotel. She sat at a table with a man who looked about 28, maybe a couple of years younger than her. He was tall, suntanned, dressed all in white, shirt, trousers, and shoes. He whispered something that made her laugh, and she seemed genuinely happy. A waiter approached Adam. "Would you like some tea?" "No, thanks," Adam said. "I'm with those two over there." He rose and walked over to Megan's table. "Hello, mystery girl," Adam said with a grin. "Remember me? We met at Whistler. Your name was Leah then, but today, maybe it's Megan Garner." Megan looked up and blushed. "Oh," she said softly. "Who's this?" she asked the man beside her. "This is Adam," Megan answered. "He's a writer." "And this is Ellen Smith," Adam said. "Some call him Mr. Hollywood." "Maybe," Ellen smiled. "But how did you know that?" "I guessed," Adam said. "And I think I'm beginning to understand." Adam turned to Ellen. "Can I ask you something, Mr. Smith? Does someone want to kill you?" Ellen paled. "Kill me? What do you mean?" "Before I explain," Adam said, "answer this, Megan. You called me Mr. Hollywood at Whistler. You wanted the man with white hair at the next table to hear you. Right?" Megan didn't reply at first, then whispered, "Yes." "Why?" Adam pressed. "I wanted him to follow you, not me," Megan said quietly. "I think he's a detective working for my father. I saw him soon after I left Chicago. He followed me." Megan placed her hand on Ellen's arm. "My father doesn't like Ellen. A month ago, he warned me not to see Ellen again. He's not happy, and he knows I'm meeting Ellen. I think he guessed, and now he wants to find Ellen and stop him." "Stop him?" Adam asked. "Or kill him?" "No," Megan said quickly. "Daddy wouldn't go that far. But the man with white hair pushed me in front of a car in Vancouver," Adam told her. "He shot at me in Stanley Park." "What?" Megan gasped. "Tell me more about this man with white hair." Ellen leaned in. "Did he follow you to Vancouver? Did he follow you here?" "I don't know," Adam said. "I watched him." Ellen's voice lowered. "You're afraid of him? Why? Why would this man want to kill you?" Adam asked. Before Ellen could answer, Megan's face turned pale. "Oh no," she whispered. "Look. Look over there, by the door." Adam and Ellen turned to see a tall man with white hair standing at the entrance. He scanned the room and then spotted them, and beginning to walk toward their table. His hand slid into his pocket. Ellen jumped to his feet. "That's Mr. Hollywood," he shouted. "That man, there." He pointed at Adam. The man pulled out a gun. "This is for Megan," he yelled. Adam reacted instantly. The tea table toppled, and he hit the floor in a flash. The bullet whizzed over his head. Megan screamed. Ellen shouted and grabbed Adam's arm. Blood stained Ellen's white shirt. More people began to scream. Two waiters tackled the man with white hair and dragging him to the ground. "Call the police," someone shouted. Chapter 7, At the Police Station. By 7:30 p.m., Adam and Megan sat in a small room at the police station. The man named Vickers was in a separate room with 3 detectives and a doctor. Ellen waited anxiously nearby. The hospital door opened and Detective Io entered carrying 2 cups of coffee. He placed them gently on the table and started to leave again. Detective Io, Megan called out. He paused. Did the hospital call? Is Ellen going to be okay? Detective Io nodded. Yes, he's going to be fine. Can I call the hospital now? Megan asked. I'd like you to wait, Io replied. Detective Malik is on his way. He just landed at the airport. He glanced toward the open door. Ah, here he comes now. A second detective stepped into the room, and behind him was a tall man with dark hair. Megan stood up quickly. Dad, she cried. What are you doing here? The police contacted me, Harrison Garner said calmly. I flew here immediately. Detective Malik met me at the airport. Sit down, Megan. I want you to listen carefully, Harrison Garner said, ignoring Adam. Megan sat down, and her father took her hands in his. Last week, Johnny Faruqi came to my house. He wanted to talk about his daughter, you remember Anaya? Megan nodded silently. 3 months ago, she jumped off a bridge in Boston and died. She was young, beautiful, wealthy, but she didn't want to live anymore. Why? Megan asked quietly. Because she loved a man, and that man took her money, ran away, and left her, Harrison Garner said. No, Megan whispered. Yes, Harrison Garner insisted. His name was Mr. Holly. No. Megan shouted and started crying. That's right, Megan, Detective Malik said softly. And the man she knew as Mr. Hollywood was actually Ellen Smith. He made all his girlfriends call him that. He stole nearly $50,000 from Anaya, Garner continued. There was another girl before her, Megan interrupted. No, that's not true, she shouted. Johnny Faruqi loved his daughter. After her death, he went through her letters and found out about the money and the name Mr. Hollywood. When he came to my house, I told him about you, Megan. My daughter has a new boyfriend, and she calls him Mr. Hollywood. I don't like him, but I can't stop her. She's going away to meet him next week. I asked Johnny what I could do. Johnny put a hand on Harrison Garner's arm. Don't be afraid for your daughter. I'm going to find that man and stop him. Megan said nothing, her face was pale. For a moment, no one spoke. Then Detective Io said, Faruqi told us everything. He followed you to Whistler, and saw you with Adam. He began to understand, Adam said quietly. Megan looked at Adam. You're the travel writer, right? Harrison Garner asked. Adam Carter, Adam said. Faruqi nearly killed me, Adam said. He shot at me twice. Harrison Garner didn't seem very interested. He looked at his daughter again. How much money did you give him, Megan? I gave him $25,000, Megan said, tears welling in her eyes. For only 2 or 3 months? Harrison Garner asked. Megan started to cry again. Well, you can say goodbye to that money, Garner said angrily. What's going to happen to Ellen? Adam asked Detective Io. The hospital, I think, Io said. He shot at you in front of about 50 witnesses, but he's not well. The doctors will keep him there. Garner stood up. Okay, Megan. I'm taking you home. My plane is waiting at the airport. Megan followed her father to the door, then suddenly remembered Adam and turned around. I'm sorry, she said. I got you involved in all this. Calling you Mr. Hollywood was wrong. I didn't know. It's okay, Adam said. You know everything now. Better to learn it sooner than later. Chapter 8, A Friendly Smile. Adam took the evening ferry back to Vancouver. He was tired and hungry, so he went down to the ferry's restaurant for dinner. The restaurant was busy, and there was only one free table. Adam sat down quickly and began eating. I need to get back to work tomorrow, he thought, and forget about millionaires' daughters and men with guns. Excuse me, someone said. Adam looked up. A pretty girl was standing beside his table. He stood up. It's okay, he said. You can have this table. I don't want it. He started to walk away. Please don't go, the girl said. Stay and finish your dinner. She smiled at him, a nice smile. But Adam knew all about nice smiles. I'm not hungry, he said, and walked quickly out of the restaurant.